It was a sunny day on the Little Western. However, Duck wasn't feeling so sunny. He had to wait for Donald to pass through with the goods train, and he was late.
"Where is that Donald?"
he sulked crossly.
"He's making me late."
Donald's whistle blared in the distance as he puffed in. To greet him stood a very displeased tank engine. "You're late."
I know.
Donald panted.
We stopped by the pond to take on water and got distracted by Dilly, the adorable little one. What is with you and that duck, anyway?
Duck asked rudely.
She's nothing but a distraction, if you ask me.
This made Donald cross.
She's no distraction,
the Scottish engine said.
I'm perfectly capable of making my trains to time.
Well, I'd like to see you do it, Duck retorted, and he steamed away, leaving Donald fuming. That night, Duck made his way back to the sheds. Only Oliver and Douglas stood waiting.
"Where's Donald?"
asked Duck.
"His last train was over an hour ago." "Let's visiting Dilly up at the wee pond," Douglas replied.
"Of course he is," Duck snorted. Oliver and Douglas were puzzled.
"That engine's always gallivanting off to see that duck of his." "I don't see a problem with it,"
Oliver uttered. "Well, I do," Duck continued.
"Donald's been late because of that animal, and it's about time he—"
Donald backed into the shed. He was tired.
"How was your trip to the pond?"
Oliver asked.
"Good."
Donald yawned as he backed down beside the three engines.
"We didn't see Dilly, though. Lass is probably fast asleep by this time of night." "See, Duck?"
Oliver chuckled.
"No problem with her at all." "It looks to me, Mr. Duck," Toad stated, "that you're just trying to find a problem, if you'd take my meaning, sir."
The next day, Duck was in a much better mood. He stopped at a station where his crew left to go grab some refreshments from the station cafe. As he waited patiently, he felt something land on his cab.
"Quack!
Hello there," Duck smiled. "What are you doing here, little fella?" The duckling looked at the pannier tank, quacked, walked around his cab roof, and flew away. Just then his crew came back as the guard blew his whistle. Duck smiled as he steamed away. He finished his passenger run and then went to top off on water. His tanks were just about full when he noticed something waddle up on his footplate. Duck was surprised to see the same duck from earlier.
"Hello again."
Duck smiled warmly.
"Were you there the whole time?"
The duckling quacked.
"Well, I don't think my footplate is the safest for a small guy like you, so I think it's time you hopped off here."
The duck just looked at him. Duck was confused.
"Why aren't you leaving?"
Duck asked. Just then his crew walked up.
"All right, Duck. Your tanks are—" "Ah, hello there,"
his driver exclaimed, looking at the duckling.
"He won't leave,"
Duck told his crew.
"They must have followed us," said the fireman. "I'll just get it off the footplate."
The fireman went to grab the duck, but the duck didn't want to move. All it did was quack and flap its wings.
"Maybe we should take him to the pond with Dilly,"
the fireman sighed. And so they did. Duck soon arrived at the pond with his duckling, and when the duckling saw the pond, he hopped off and flew into the water. Duck smiled, and his fireman even fed both the duckling and Dilly some bread from his leftover bagel. Duck enjoyed himself. "I can see now why Donald likes it here," he said thoughtfully as he spent the rest of the afternoon at the pond. When Duck got home, the other engines were there waiting.
Well,
Donald chuckled.
"Looks like Duck here found a wee duck for himself."
"I can see why you like the pond so much, Donald. I shouldn't have been so rude." Now Duck and Donald spend time at the pond together. The two friends are happy as can be as they watch the ducks swim and play. Duck's duck has his own name too, Waddles. When the other engines heard, they laughed and said now there are two ducks that waddle, one in water and one on rails. Duck loved it and couldn't think of any other animal he'd rather have than him and his very own duck.